All right, let's dive in. Today, we're cracking open the hood on one of the most advanced and, let's be honest, complex pieces of military tech out there, the F-35 Lightning II program. So, what is the F-35, really? Well, you can think of it as the ultimate jack of all trades. It's stealthy, it's supersonic, and it's designed to do a whole bunch of different jobs. The idea was to replace a whole fleet of older, specialized jets for the US and its allies with this one super capable platform. But here's a question for you. Have you ever really thought about who builds something this crazy advanced? I mean, is it just one company cranking these out in a single factory somewhere? No way. The real answer? It's a massive global team effort, with Lockheed Martin at the helm. And for this explainer, we're going to zoom in and get an inside look at a key player on that team, Northrop Grumman, to really understand how all the different pieces of this incredible puzzle fit together.
Yeah, that global team is absolutely the key here. So let's get into it. What does it actually take to build a 21st century fighter? It all starts with partnership.
And we're not just talking about, a couple of bolts here and there. Northrop Grumman's contribution is huge. They're responsible for a whole range of critical systems across all three versions of the F-35. We're talking about the very core of the jet's body, its powerful radar, its comms and navigation, the whole nerve center really, and even the massive ongoing job of keeping the entire fleet in the air. Okay, so let's start with the bones of the aircraft, the physical heart of the F-35. To really get this jet, you gotta see how its core is literally forged. So that center fuselage, that's the structural backbone of the jet. And get this, to build just one of them, you have to assemble more than 3,000 individual parts. And every single one has to be perfect. And they're not messing around. The pace is just staggering. A complete center fuselage, that whole complex backbone we just talked about, rolls off their line every 30 hours. Just think about that for a second. So how on earth is that even possible? Well, the secret sauce is something called the Integrated Assembly Line, or IAL. And let me tell you, this is not your granddad's factory. It's this incredible, award-winning facility that uses a ton of robotics, automated vehicles, and smart data to build the F-35's core. It achieves a speed and a level of precision that you literally couldn't do by hand. The impact is huge. Vice President Glenn Masukawa summed it up perfectly. He said, "Our integrated assembly line has revolutionized how military airframes should be built. So they're not just building a jet, they're pretty much writing a whole new playbook for how to manufacture them." All right, so the body is forged. Now let's talk about the jet's brain, its incredible, all-seeing senses. The star of the show here is the AN/APG-81 ASA radar. This thing is the absolute cornerstone of the F-35's sensor package. You can think of it as the jet's incredibly powerful eyes, giving the pilot a godlike view of the battle space. It's fundamental to everything the jet can do. And it's not a one-trick pony, not at all. It's super versatile. So if you're in an air-to-air fight, this radar is all about that first look, first shot, first kill advantage. Seeing the other guy long before he ever sees you. But then, flip the switch, and it can target things on the ground, creating these incredibly detailed maps for precision strikes, no matter the weather. It's kind of like having two completely different, top-of-the-line radars packed into one system. But the pilot isn't just relying on that radar up front. Oh, no. That's where this amazing system called EODAS comes in. Imagine this. 6 infrared sensors are built right into the skin of the plane, and together they create this invisible 360-degree sphere of awareness, a protective bubble all around the jet. It sees everything. It can spot and track other planes or even missiles coming in from any direction, day or night. It's wild. Okay, so you've got all this incredible sensor data pouring in. How does the jet and the pilot make sense of it all? And how do they talk to everyone else? Well, that's the job of the C&I system. Communications, navigation, and identification. This thing is the brains of the operation, one of the most advanced avionics systems ever built. It's basically a supercomputer that takes dozens of different jobs and mashes them all into one slick, seamless system. And just to give you an idea of what I mean, think about this number, 27. In older jets, you'd need 27 separate, clunky boxes to do all the jobs this one C&I system does. Imagine the space and weight that saves. It's a huge leap in capability. So what's it doing? Well, this single system is handling everything. Your standard radio calls, your data links, figuring out who's a friend and who's a foe, and even this super advanced data link called MADL that lets a whole group of F-35s share a ton of information between them, all without giving away their position. It really is the jet's central nervous system.
So, a jet that can see, think, and talk like this, well, it needs the firepower to back it up, right? This is where the F-35 gets its sting. And to make sure it stays ahead of the curve, the F-35 is always getting new weapons. Two of the big ones coming online are the AARGM-ER. That's a super fast missile designed to hunt down and destroy enemy air defenses from way far away. And then there's the SIAW, which kind of builds on that same tech to go after other tough, heavily defended targets on the ground. It's all about letting the F-35 get in close, hit hard, and get out. It's one thing to build the world's most advanced fighter jet. That's a huge challenge on its own. But what about keeping a whole global fleet of them ready to go, day in and day out? That is a whole other beast, and it's a mission called global sustainment. So what is global sustainment? At its core, it's this massive long-term promise to make sure every single F-35 out there is ready for its mission, and that it's actually affordable to fly and maintain for its entire life, which could be decades. And that involves a mind-boggling amount of work. We're talking about everything from creating the training materials for pilots and mechanics to sending engineers out to bases all over the world. It means managing repairs, handling upgrades, and making sure everyone has the right tools and equipment to keep these complex jets flying. It's a huge undertaking. Veronica Kepler, who's a director of F-35 sustainment, really nails it. She says the goal is to deliver aircraft performance, availability, and affordability. And that's what it all comes down to, right? Making sure this amazing piece of technology actually does what it was designed to do every single day. So when you step back and look at it, what we've really seen today is a story about massive, incredibly complex teamwork. From the robots on the factory floor to the engineers on the flight line, it's crystal clear that no single company could ever do this alone. And that leaves us with a really big question to think about. As technology gets faster and even more complicated, just how essential are these kinds of deep global partnerships going to be for the future of defense?